A big part of health is fitness. But what is fitness? Well, if we're being technical, the definition is the condition of being physically fit and healthy. But what does that even mean? How do you know if someone is physically fit and healthy? This guy seems fit. And look at the guns on this lady. And this guy just might be the next Lance Armstrong, but without all the blood doping and steroids. So how do we know if they're fit? And how can we measure fitness? Well, there are 5 different categories that determine your overall fitness that are tested in schools. There's cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, flexibility, and the body composition test. Usually, the test for cardiovascular endurance is the 1 mile run. Passing score depends on age and sex, but on average, a passing time would be about under 11 minutes. Usually the test for muscular endurance is the sit-up test. Although this guy has the right idea, you have to perform about 15 to 20 repetitions to pass. The test for muscular strength is usually the push-up test. And no, this baby is not demonstrating proper push-up form. Come on, baby. A passing score for girls is 7, while for boys it's 10 push-ups. The test for flexibility is usually the sit and reach test. If you can touch your toes, you will probably pass. The test for body composition is called the body mass index, or BMI, which is essentially a height to weight ratio. Under 25 for girls and under 23 for boys is the general healthy range. So we know what it means to be fit, but how can you get there? Well, first, you have to make time for exercise. 20 to 30 minutes for 3 days a week to start. Gradually increase the intensity and session duration over time. And eat healthy. Avoiding fast food and drinking only water, tea, or coffee is a good place to start. And you repeat these steps for as long as you live. But if you're going to die anyways, what's the point of exercising, you may ask? Well, exercising regularly prolongs your life. It helps reduce the risk of getting diseases such as heart disease, which is the #1 killer in America. Hundreds of thousands of deaths in America alone are premature and could have been prevented with a regular exercise program. It can also help reduce blood pressure, decrease risk for getting diabetes and various cancers. It can also improve your mood and reduce stress and anxiety. It can also increase blood flow to the brain, which makes us all smarter. And here's a cheesy quote that you can remember next time you try to justify not going to the gym. Exercise doesn't take away time from your life, it puts the life back in your time. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk some more about the most important part of your fitness, which is your heart and circulatory health. If this is compromised, then things usually don't end too well. So why is the heart so important? Well, for one, it pumps blood and oxygen to your brain, body, and muscles. And it's a lot of blood, 10 kilograms a minute and 600 kilograms every hour, which is the equivalent of 8 liters a minute and 480 liters an hour. That's a lot of blood. As you are exercising, the blood pumped to the working muscles is increased, while blood to the inactive muscles is decreased. That's why it's not such a good idea to eat before working out. Your food will just sit there in your stomach and not be able to be digested. So how do we know if you have a healthy heart or not? Well, heart rate is a big indicator, particularly your resting heart rate. The most accurate resting heart rate will be taken at rest as soon as you wake up, definitely before you've had a cup of coffee. In general, it should be below 75, and it varies between person to person. An endurance athlete will have a much lower heart rate, often in the low 40s, even in the high 30s. On average, it should be around 60 to 70 beats per minute. What your resting heart rate is a measure of the efficiency of your heart. Your heart is a muscle, so when you exercise it, it becomes stronger. It can thus pump more blood per beat. Because of this, it doesn't need to pump as often, so your heart rate decreases over time. This is important because if you don't have a good resting heart rate, you will have an inefficient heart. A high resting heart rate is less efficient and it is more stressed, and thus it is more susceptible to heart failure. So how can we decrease our heart rate and improve our heart health? Well, we need to exercise, but at what intensity? We need to do some calculations to find out. Take out a piece of paper, pencil, and a calculator.